So yesterday, I talked about how Donald Trump's campaign manager came after me on social media saying I was to expect a visit from him, the Trump campaign, whoever they're saying or insinuating. And now I just learned that Donald Trump Jr., Trump's child, also came after me on his show yesterday. So I tweeted out how the Supreme Court's immunity decision could allow a president, or specifically Joe Biden, to send in the military to take out the Supreme Court or send in SEAL Team 6 to take out Donald Trump because he has immunity now. And all of these MAGA Republicans in the Trump family, I guess, and Trump's campaign manager freaked out about it. And Donald Trump Jr. was part of that weird, unnecessary freakout. So I'm going to show you the clip of Donald Trump Jr. coming after me. We'll talk about it a little bit. But what a strange man. I think you'll see that. Take a look.
After they leave office. That's exactly what they're trying to do. And how did Team Biden respond to this decision? They literally called for the assassination of my father and Supreme Court justices. Someone named Harry Sisson, a Biden influencer, I guess. I think he's like some paid little troll or whatever, tweeted, according to the Supreme Court, Biden could now send SEAL Team 6 to take them all out. He could send in the military to take out Trump. He has immunity for official acts now.
Yeah, paid little troll. You would think that he would be able to come up with something better. I mean, hit me with at least something a little bit entertaining, not so generic like that. Paid little troll. Paid by who? Who is funding this? Who is funding this? Who's paying me to make fun of you and Donald Trump? I want to know. I mean, what a weird comment. What a weird clip. He's like doing his little Rumble podcast. He's like speaking into the camera, talking about the Supreme Court decision. And he's so angry that I pointed out the truth. That is the case, that because of this decision, it could be construed by a president, a rogue president, that their opponent is tyrannical. They have to go after them and do it, and then be protected by an official act, by this radical, insane Supreme Court. And I guess Donald Trump Jr. didn't like that. So number one, you'd think he'd be able to come up with something better. Number two, nobody was insinuating that. Nobody was saying that Donald Trump should be targeted by anybody. You'd have to have the reading comprehension of a second grader to read my post or other people's posts as saying, oh, Joe Biden should go after Trump. That's nonsense. That's utter nonsense. Nobody's insinuating that. So I guess Donald Trump Jr. has the reading comprehension of a child. Unsurprising. But number three, don't you think that Trump Jr. should, be focusing on other things? The Trump campaign is like collapsing. Donald Trump is being toppled with legal debt. All of his legal fees are just crumbling upon him, like just stacking on top. And he's a convicted felon. He's a proven sexual abuser, a proven fraudster. More and more Americans are learning about this stuff every single day. And when Americans learn about that, his record and Biden's policies, they move toward President Biden, who is the right candidate for the job. So maybe instead of sitting online, as Donald Trump Jr. is doing right here, maybe instead of sitting on, maybe he should focus on his father's crumbling and collapsing campaign for president. Maybe he should go ask his father why he broke the law so much. Maybe that might clarify some things for him in the Trump family. I think he should go focus on that as opposed to misunderstanding very basic posts online. And I really find his anger and the anger of the Trump campaign manager, as we talked about yesterday, to be quite amusing, incredibly amusing, because I did some digging in preparation for this conversation, and I found that Trump's own lawyer argued before the Supreme Court that a president being able to take out their political opponent should be covered by immunity, that it's the protected act. Take a look at the clip and we'll talk about it.
If the president decides that his rival is a corrupt person and he orders the military or orders someone to assassinate him, is that within his official acts for which he can get immunity?
It would depend on the hypothetical, but we can see that could well be an official act.
It could, and why? Because he's doing it for personal reasons. He's not doing it like President Obama is alleged to have done it, to protect the country from a terrorist. He's doing it for personal gain. And isn't that the nature of the allegations here? That he's not doing these acts in furtherance of an official responsibility. He's doing it for personal gain.
I agree with that characterization of the indictment, and that confirms immunity, because the characterization is that there's a series of official acts that were done for an unlawful
No,
or
because
improper
immunity says even if you did it for personal gain, we won't hold you responsible.
Yeah, that's Trump's lawyer saying, well, yeah, you know, if a president took out his political opponent, it could be seen as an official act and they wouldn't be prosecuted. Okay, so when myself and others point out that that is the case, and that is what Trump's lawyer argued for, and that's what Sonia Sotomayor, Justice Sotomayor, wrote in her dissent, as you can see on your screen, Donald Trump Jr. and the entire Trump campaign decides to have this like victim complex of, oh, they're trying to come after my father. That's what's happening. I mean, it's so laughable. I mean, it is such a perfect summary of the Trump campaign. If this doesn't, summarize what they're up to, what they're about, I don't know what does. Trump Jr. is coming after folks like myself and others. What does he have to do with his time? Does he have nothing to do? Does he have nothing better? I mean, his father's running a campaign that apparently he's very involved in. He's nothing better to do? I guess not. I mean, I can't I can't say I'm surprised. Put it that way. I can't say I'm surprised. But my message to Trump Jr., as I delivered to Trump's campaign manager yesterday, is I'm not going to be quiet, and the tens of millions of Americans who don't support Donald Trump and support President Biden won't be quiet either. Your guy, I'm speaking to Donald Trump Jr., your guy, your father, is a convicted felon, proven sexual abuser, proven fraudster who lies to the American people every single day of his life. He told over 30,000 lies during his presidency, averaging around 20 a day when you do the math. So no, we won't be quiet. No, we won't take your like veiled threats here, your attacks, as anything more than just conjecture. Just nonsense. Just nonsense. Nobody needs to care what Donald Trump Jr. has to say. Nobody cares what he has to say. Nobody's going to be intimidated by Donald Trump Jr. The Trump campaign is very much against people using their voices, people standing up to the Trump team, the Trump campaign, the crime ring they have running over there. They hate it. They hate when you're involved. They hate when you're knocking doors. They hate when you're making calls. They hate when you're donating. They hate when you're volunteering. They hate all of this. When you're out there and you're doing that work and you're trying to get your candidate elected, whether it be a Democrat in your local city or the president of the United States, they don't like it. So they do stuff like this. They make up stuff, and it's just complete nonsense. So that's my message to Donald Trump Jr. No. And I think everybody watching is collectively saying no right now to your face as well. So that's it. I just wanted to inform you that Donald Trump Jr. is lying once again. Surprise, surprise. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you being here. Make sure to subscribe down below. It really goes such an incredibly long way. It helps me go after the Trump family some more. Also drop a like on the video and comment. Let me know what you think about all this. And as I always say, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.